La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah.
Muhammadun Rasulullah, Muhammadun Rasulullah.
Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa. Amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi laylan min al-masjid al-haram ila al-masjid al-aqsa alladhi barakna hawlahu لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. Dear verse of Quran, وَذَكِّرْهُمْ بِأَيَّامِ اللَّهِ, that, O my Prophet, remind these people about the blessed days. So there are few days which have significance. Some special incidents happened and they have their historical and religious value. Now if we look at the Islamic calendar, then first month is the month of Muharram. It has a historic day, that is 10th of Muharram. On that, Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he was put into the fire by Namrud. And later on, Sayyidina Hussain radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he also got martyred in the same date. But Muharram is the first month of Islamic calendar. And at the end, there is Dhul Hajj. Now, Dhul Hajj has also a significant incident. On 10th of Dhul Hajjah, Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he slaughtered his son in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now look at this. In the beginning, a month which reminds us about the sacrifice for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the end, there is a month which sacrifices us to sacrifice ourselves or everything for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In between, there is the month of Rajab. Now this month of Rajab has again a significance. On 27th of this month, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went for Meraj to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now there became two halves. First one Muharram, last one Dhul Hajjah. In between is Rajab. Now the first half has again a significant day that is called Rabiul Awwal. That Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was born in that day. And the second half has also a significance because it has got the month of Ramadan. Today, we are lucky enough to have this good night, blessed night. It reminds us about the Meraj of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that's why I would like to speak on this topic and explain it a little bit. But before just going on the subject, let me give a small summary of the background. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he presented Islam in front of the people of Makkah, when all of them almost became the enemy of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Only few of them, they were there who accepted Islam in the beginning. And those who became enemies, then they started teasing Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They gave him lot of pain, mental torture, physical pain, punishment to those people who accepted Islam. And day by day, they were just increasing in their enmity and resistance. Until a day came when they told Abu Talib that the son of your brother is saying something which is not acceptable to us. So we are going to have a social boycott with you. So they pushed the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the relatives, towards a valley which was called Shaykh Abi Talib. It was surrounded by mountains, a secluded place. So all of the family had to go there. And they had a social boycott. They made an agreement among different tribes that each one of us will observe the embargo put on these people. And they posted it on the wall of Kaaba. For 2 continuous years, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his family had to bear all the hardships with him. Even sometimes water was not available. Food was not available. They had to remain hungry, thirsty. Even the children who were fed milk, they could not have milk. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He told His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that if you see the agreement written by these people, then might has eaten up all the paper except the name of Allah. Rasulullah, he told his uncle, he talked to those people, and when they came there, they saw it was reality. The might, eaten up all the paper on which the agreement was written, only the place where the word Allah was written, it was preserved. So then the kuffar, they had to accept, yes, no, we just take away our agreement and you people can come out. Then Rasulullah, he started again living in the same house and same place. But these people, they used to make planning from time to time. How to teach these people. Until a time came when they all joined up, got together, made a plan, and came to Abu Talib, the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and told him that ask Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam if he wants money, wealth, finance, whatever amount he can tell us. We are willing to pay him, but he should stop telling whatever he is telling the people. And if he wants to become our leader, okay, we are going to accept him as our leader. And if he wants to make nikah, to marry some young, beautiful girl of Makkah, whatever choice he makes, we are willing to get him married. But only one condition is from us, that he should stop inviting the people towards a new religion. Then uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he called him and he said that I have been told this and this for my nephew. Don't put a load on my shoulder which is difficult for me to bear. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he stood up and he said, uncle, if they people put the moon on my one hand and the sun on the other hand, still I will not stop conveying the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This was the steadfastness of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But then the people of Makkah, they said, okay, from us, there is simple word no to hear this invitation. Then Rasulullah, he thought, what should I do? But in the meantime, Abu Talib, he also expired. When he died, now these people became more brave, more open. And they started punishing the Muslims openly. A point came when Rasulullah he decided that these are relatives from my father's side. Let me go to those relatives who are from my maternal side. So Halima Sadiya, she was from a tribe, Banu Sa'd, and they used to live near Taif. And in Taif, the maternal uncle of Islam used to live there. A remote relationship with them. So Rasulullah he thought, let me go to the people of Taif and invite them towards Islam. Maybe they accept my invitation. So a day came when Rasulullah he went to Taif. He presented Islam in the big three leaders, but all of them refused it. They denied it. They said, we are not going to accept that you are the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But one thing more, they said, not only we are going to deny this message, we are going to tell you, you cannot stay in our city, in our village. You have to just go away. So Rasulullah was tired. He was alone. He wanted to eat and drink. And it was against the custom of those people that if there is some guest, so they should misbehave like this. But they made a decision. You have to go out. And what they did? They ordered their youngster to follow Rasulullah until he goes away from the city. And these youngsters, they started throwing stones towards Rasulullah. The Prophet of Allah, he got wounded. They tried to humiliate as much as they could do. So Rasulullah, when he came out of the city, he was feeling lonely. Because the relatives of the father side did not cooperate, and the relatives of the mother side also did not cooperate. He was feeling lonely. He just sat down near a garden of grapes, where he was presented grapes to eat. Then he made dua, that, oh Allah, I am alone, and I tell you that I am very weak. But if you are not angry with me, I don't bother for anything. And if you are angry, then everyone has to make effort to make you happy until you become happy. So Rasulullah, he came back to Makkah Mukarramah. Now basically he was very depressed from inside, very sad from inside. Now when someone is sad, then the other person becomes more merciful. And blue Camry, and you are 12894, green Corolla, ND235863, they are blocking the passage of someone, so please take your part. So when Rasulullah he came back to Makkah, then he was very sad. He went to the house of Hani radiallahu ta'ala. So one day he was sleeping. Jibreel alayhi salam, he came down and he asked Rasulullah, he told Rasulullah, Inna Allah yakra'uka salam wa yad'uka. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says salam to you and he invites you towards himself. And then he said, Inna rabbaka yashtaqu ilayk. That your Lord is willing to see you. So Rasulullah, he stood up. He made wudu, came towards Kaaba. Then he made 2 rakat in Hatim. And then the journey was started. There was a carrier, a special animal. Its name was Burra. Jibreel Islam brought him so that Rasulullah can have a ride. So the journey started from the masjid It is called Masjid-e-Haram. Ilal Masjid-al-Aqsa. And just in few moments, this carrier, it just went towards Masjid-al-Aqsa. But in between, there was a valley. Jibreel Islam told Rasulullah that this is a valley of barakah. Lot of barakah in this valley. So Prophet of Allah, he made 2 rakats. This valley was near Medina. Because Medina is in between Makkah and Baitul Muqaddas. In between. In the passage. So Rasulullah, when he just passed by Medina, Munawwara, he made 2 rakats there. And then he continued. When he arrived in Masjid-e-Aqsa, he found all the prophets. They were there waiting for Rasulullah. Then Jibreel alayhi salam, he told that, O Prophet of Allah, the prophets are here that you should lead them for 2 rakat prayer. So Rasulullah, he became the Imam of all the Anbiya. After this, another carrier was given to Rasulullah, and its name was Raf. So this Raf was for Meraj. Meraj means to raise up, to rise up. Uruj. So there are 2 different parts of the journey. One is Asra. Asra is to go in the night from one place to other. It was a horizontal journey. And then there was a vertical one. And the name of the carrier was another, it was Raf. And Rasulullah, he sat in the carrier and it climbed up. Until Jibreel Islam and Rasulullah, he climbed up the sky. 1, 2, 3, 7. Even higher than that. Until Rasulullah, he went up the sky, and there he saw the hell and the heaven. So there is a lot of explanation in ahadith about the heaven and the hell. What he saw there. In the heaven he saw how the buildings are made, how there is greenery, rivers, plantations, flowers. And it was a new world, totally different. Rasulullah, he was just visiting this place. He listened to the voice as if someone is walking. The sound of the shoes, the sound of the feet. Someone is coming. So Rasulullah asked Jibreel alayhi salam, where from this sound is coming? He replied, O Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your slave Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala no. He is so beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that when he walks on the ground, the sound of feet is written in the heaven. Allah. Then Jibreel alayhi salam, he asked Rasulullah, come and visit what's happening in the hell. Rasulullah, he visited. And there he visited so many instances. Number 1, he found a person whose tongue was very big, just like the tongue of the camel. You know, camel had a very big, long tongue. So this person had a very long, big tongue. And there was an angel who had scissor in his hand. And he was cutting his tongue. Again, in next moment, the tongue was in the same healthy position. Again, the angel was cutting his tongue. So this person was being tortured again and again, and his tongue was being cut. Rasulullah, he asked Jibreel alayhi salam, what's happening? He said, O Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this person is a liar. He lied a lot. He was not a truthful person because he used his tongue in order to speak lies. That's why now he is being punished. So this will be the final result of those speakers who speak a lie. Then Rasulullah, he looked at a person. Angel was coming, and he was just holding him from the throat and pressing the throat. He pressed up to an extent until the eyes of the person were just coming out. And then he left him. And again he started pressing. It was happening again and again. Rasulullah, he asked him, what's happening here? Jibreel alayhi salam, he replied, O Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this person was a speaker, orator, a khatib, but he never practiced himself. He used to tell the people things which he never practiced himself. So he is being punished due to that bad deed. Then Rasulullah, he saw a person whose body was just like human being, but the face was just like a pig. And he was being punished. Then Rasulullah asked the Jibreel alayhi salam, what is happening here? He replied, O Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this person used to drink alcohol in the world. And drinking of alcohol is such a big crime that now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed his face and put him on punishment. Then Rasulullah saw some of the women. They were crying and screaming just like dogs. So Rasulullah asked, what's happening here? Jibreel Islam, he replied that these are the women who were unfaithful, unrespectful to their husband. If husband says one word, they speak in front of him 10 words. Talkative. So these disrespectful women, they are punished like that. They are screaming like dogs because they used to speak loudly in front of the husband. Then Rasulullah saw a person who was standing. One angel was coming and having a big load, and he was just putting it on the head of this person. Rasulullah, he asked Jibreel Islam, what's happening here? He said, O Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this person is dishonest person. Due to his dishonesty, he used to take load on his head. And now practically you can see a big load is being thrown on his head. He was crushed. Again he was healthy. And same thing was happening again and again. Then Rasulullah looked at a person that there was an angel who had a big stone in his hand. And he was just throwing it on the head of this person, and the whole skull was being crushed. Again in a moment he became healthy, and again same thing was happening. So Rasulullah asked Jibreel Islam, what's happening here? He replied that this person never used to make prayer at its time. So that's why he neglected the prayer. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is crushing his whole head. Then Rasulullah saw that there are some people, they are cutting their own flesh, meat, and they are eating it. Cutting own flesh and meat and eating it. So Rasulullah asked about this person. Jibreel Islam, he replied that they used to bite other people. So due to backbiting, they are being punished like that. Then Rasulullah saw some women, they were hanged with their hair. Whole load of their body, it was on the hair, and their hair was fastened with something. Now you know, all the hairs are painful if you just pull it. Even an innocent baby, If he pulls the hairs of the mom can cry maybe. Tears can come out from his eyes. It's so painful. But look at this. Whole load of the body, it was on the hairs, and hairs were spotted with something. And they were hanging on hairs, and they were being punished. Then Rasulullah asked Jibreel Islam, who be these women are? He replied that these are the women who never used to practice parda. They used to go out from their house without any parda, and that's why now they are being punished like that. Then Rasulullah, he saw someone, the women, and they were hanged with their breasts. What's happening? He saw that these are the women who committed adultery. And now they are being punished like that. And pus was coming from some place, entering in their mouth, and they were sucking pus in their mouth. So this is the punishment to a person who commits zina. Then Rasulullah saw a person who was paralyzed. Then he asked that who is this person? Jibreel Islam, he replied that he is a dishonest person. Because he was not honest. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made him unbalanced personality. He never practiced honesty. So he saw different people in different conditions until he just wanted to go up these places, up to the earth. Now then there was a point when Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam, he told Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that this is my final limit. I cannot go ahead of this. If I would try to go, then my body will burn. I cannot go. When he told this, then next step of journey, it was done by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself. He climbed up the earth until Sidratul Muntaha. In the Sidratul Muntaha, there is a tree of dairy. Final limit. And then even more close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there was a little distance in between the two. We cannot understand that situation, but only what we can believe that Rasulullah he got the chance to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with his eyes. Now there is a lot of discussion on this point because Sayyida Aisha radiallahu ta'ala, she was once asked that did Rasulullah see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with his eyes? She recited the verse, La tudrikul absar wa huwa yudrikul absar. No vision can get grasp of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has vision for everyone. But then our ulama, they gave the answer that idrak means to grasp something. And it's not possible for anybody to get the idrak of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like this. But as regards vision, just to see, it is mentioned in a hadith. So that's why Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullah alayhi, he narrated a hadith that Rasulullah he said, Ra'aytu Rabbi Azza wa Jal. That I was given the chance, I saw Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with my eyes. Abu Dhar Ghafari Lano, he also narrated that Rasulullah he said, Ra'aytu Noora, I saw Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the form of a nur. Now, whatever was the condition is beyond our imagination. We cannot have that in our mind. But this is something accepted that Rasulullah he had physical Meraj, he climbed up, and then he got the chance, the opportunity from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then there Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he talked to him. Now what happened? When Rasulullah he went at the place, then he said, At-tahiyyatu lillahi wat-salawatu wat-tayyibat. At-tahiyyat means all the verbal worship, whatever zikr, recitation, dua, whatever ibadat we do with our mouth, all the verbal worship is called at-tahiyyat. And all the physical worship which we do is called wat-salawat. And then all the financial worship which we do, we make sadaqah, spend it for our family, spend it for masjid, this is called wat-tayyibat. So there are three different kinds of worship. So Rasulullah he said that all my verbal worship, physical worship and financial worship is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he made 3 points. Then in return Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he replied. He said, Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now Rasulullah he said 3 words, and in return Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he also told him 3 words. Now there is a small question for students. Normally Sharia has ordered us that whenever one woman meets a woman, he should make salam. And lot of emphasis has been placed on that we should practice it. And Rasulullah he used to make salam. It was his sunnah. Now the question arises, when he went to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why he did not say Assalamu alaikum? Question arises in the mind of the two. Ulama, they have written the answer. They said, we say Assalamu alaikum to a person because we want that he should be saved from all the difficulties, hardships, and bad happenings. Whereas nothing bad can happen with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. His name is As-Salam. So that's why the word As-Salam was not appropriate for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Rasulullah he said, At-tahiyyatu lillahi wat-salawatu wat-tayyibat. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he said, Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Then Rasulullah he found that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very merciful, very merciful. Then he remembered his ummah. And then he said, Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi salih. Allahu Akbar. Then it has been mentioned in Quran, فَأَوْحَى إِلَىٰ عَبْدِهِ مَا أَوْحَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed whatever he wanted to reveal on his servant. لَقَدْ رَأَى مِنْ آيَاتِ رَبِّهِ الْكُبْرَى. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that he saw big signs there. Now what Rasulullah got the chance to see, and what was the communication in between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, no one can say anything about it. It's a secret in between a lover and a beloved one. But then Rasulullah, he was given a gift. Like we see our very close ones, then sometimes we exchange gifts to each other. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave a gift of prayer, of namaz, to his Prophet, that he have to offer 50 prayers a day. Rasulullah, he was very happy, because it was gift for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the life is given for that. So he said that okay, and then when he wanted to come back, he came down to the 7th sky, and there he found Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Both of them greeted each other. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam asked, what happened? He thought, I got the chance to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me a gift of 50 prayers a day. He said, O Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my nation had a very little commandment to worship. And they even failed to do that. This 50 times prayer is too much. So please go again and request Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reduce it. So Rasulullah, he went up 5 prayers, they were discounted. Then again he said, no, it's more. So 9 times he went, and until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he gave a statement, a ruling that your ummah will make 5 prayers, but I will give them the reward of 50 prayers. SubhanAllah. How merciful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. Now there are 1 or 2 points. Number 1 point is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could make 5 prayers at the beginning. Why they were made 50 and then discounted to 5? There is a secret in between. There is a marifat in this. And what is that? The marifat is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to take a prophet again and again up to the sky, where no one can go, even angels cannot go without permission, and show the people that you cannot say that by magic he just climbed up. No, whenever he likes, he is so much of my beloved prophet, he can come to me again and again. My doors are open for my beloved prophet. And then another question, that Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he was in Masjid Aqsa. He offered prayer behind Rasulullah. Then how he went up to that sky and he was waiting for Rasulullah? Why not any other prophet was waiting? He was waiting. So there must be some point in time. Yes. Let me appreciate ulama who have explained each and every point, and it's the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They made a point that why Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam was waiting here. They said because Musa alayhi salam is the prophet who in this world asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rabbi arini anzur ilayk. Oh Allah, I want to see you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replied him, Lan tarani, you cannot see me. So because he could not see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now he found that the beloved prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why he waited on the sky just to say that if my eyes could not see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let me see those eyes who have seen Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Rasulullah, he came back. When he came back to Makkah Mukarramah, it was just fraction of time. It has been mentioned in the hadith that when he made wudu, so what water was flowing, it was still flowing. The bed was still warm. Everything was as it is, as left. In the morning, Rasulullah told his Sahaba that I had this journey in the night. Now Quraysh in Makkah, when they listened it, they started saying that, oh, how is it possible? Now look at this person, he is saying something which is impossible. Abu Jahl, he was going in Makkah Mukarramah, and Sayyidina Siddiq Ghulam just passed by. He stopped there. He said, Abu Bakr, tell me, can any person travel from Makkah to Baitul Muqaddas in one night? He said, it's difficult. Can he climb to the skies in one night and come back? He said, seems difficult. He said, yes, but your prophet is saying. Siddiq was then and there replied, if my prophet is saying, I am a witness that he traveled this journey. So that's why he was given the name Siddiq by Rasulullah. They had such an iman that they used to say that our eyes cannot see anything, But whatever Rasul will say, it will be 100% all right. Now why this? How this happened? Let me explain it from scientific angle, because we are living in this most modern scientific age. And maybe some science students will also be sitting there. And it sounds difficult. How it happened? Can it happen? Yes, it can. In the past, there were so many incidences which people never used to believe. But then science advancement, they explained the situation. And people started believing. For example, in Quran, it has been mentioned that when Abraham went to destroy the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Kaaba, then there were small birds. They came, Sayran Ababi. And they threw small stones, and when these small stones used to hit the elephant, the person, everyone they hit it, it died. So people used to say, oh, a small tiny stone can do this job. Elephant is very healthy, strong animal. Why it can die with small stone? But now, with the advancement, you can see the ammunition, revolver, it has got a bullet. Now bullet is very small. But this bullet can even kill the elephant, kill the lion, kill a person. Now everyone can believe, yes, a small thing, if given a momentum, it can kill anything which will be in front of it. Now people accepted it. There was a time when people used to make objections. How Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam could have a platform, a taht, which could fly, taking him from one place to the other place. Unbelievable. But now scientific advancement dictates that yes, there is an aeroplane, and it takes more than 300 people, it's air bus, taking them from one country to the other country. Now to understand the Takht of Sulaiman is no difficult at all. Similarly, in this instance, there were two carriers. Number one was Burraq. Now the name Burraq comes from Barq. Barq means electricity. Now this Burraq was for horizontal journey from one place to the other. And you know, these days, people are trying to make more and more fast bullet trains. They want to cover the distance just within minutes and seconds. So it was just like a bullet train sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It conveyed Rasulullah from one place to the other within few moments. But then another name is used. It is called Rough. Why? Because now this journey was not horizontal, it was vertical, climbing up. Why a new name is given and there is a new one? Burraq could also go, no. Burraq was for one phase of the journey, Rough was for other. And nowadays one can see there are elevators. And if you sit down in the elevator, within few minutes you can climb maybe up to 100 stories building. So this Rough was an elevator sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Rasul sat in this elevator and it climbed until it reached the sky. It's very easy to understand these days. 1,000 years ago, people never knew what elevator. And how is it possible to just go from this place to the top of the mountain within few minutes? Now everyone can believe. Now comes the third point. That Rasulullah, he went for Meraj and came back. And it was just time of few moments. How it is possible? In the previous time, it was difficult to explain. But now, scientific advancement, they have made it easy. There was a scientist, his name was Einstein. And he gave the theory of relativity. And in this theory of relativity, he said that there is time dilation. What is that? That if there is one frame of reference, then you see the speed of the frame of reference. He proved it. If the speed is less than the speed of light, then future will come. The people in the frame of reference will advance towards the future. And if the speed of the frame of reference is equal to the speed of light, then time will stand at one point, so they will have present all the time. And if the speed of the frame of reference increases more than the speed of light, then the past can come. So the equation is called T is equal to T naught over 1 minus V by T squared under root. Let me remind the students, we studied it in our intermediate class. Still remember it. You can solve this equation. If V and T, they are same, then V by T is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Something divided by 0 is infinity. That means time will prevail. It will be present. All for good it will be present. And if V is greater than C, then it will be positive. No, it will be more than 1. And 1 minus more than 1 will be a negative value. Negative value means that the past will approach. And if V is less than C, like we are in this world, then 1 minus something less than 1 is a positive value. Then positive answer, it means the time is proceeding towards the future. It's very easy to explain right now. The scientist who is respected in the scientific world, like the prophets are respected in the religious world, he is giving this equation. I got the chance to talk to so many people, and I talked to them about this, and they had no excuse, no justification. They accepted whatever you are saying is 100% all right. So the most modern science of these days is also confirming that Rasulullah, he went to the sky, to earth, to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he came back within fraction of a minute. Now let me give another explanation with an example. In our villages, the farmers normally go to the field straight after Salatul Fajr. Even at the time of Adhan, they listen Adhan, they make prayer and they go because they want to plow their land right before the sun rises too high and it becomes hot. So they go in their field and start plowing the land. No, they work for 4 hours, 5 hours, and when the sun rises and it's time, for example, 10 o'clock, then their wife, they make breakfast for them, and they take the breakfast with them, and they fetch this breakfast to these people in the field. Now this person is hungry, is thirsty, is looking for his wife, when she is coming to bring food for me. So he is looking here and there. Now as soon as he looks towards the wife, he stops the bull then and there, first takes the food and does something else. Now the person, he was a poet, he made a poetry in Punjabi language. He said, "Teya long da lashkara, te haliya ne hal rok le." That when the farmer, the husband, looked at the nose, reflection of the nose stud of the wife, he stopped all the bull and then wanted to see his wife. It was all the same. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he saw my beloved one has come to me, he stopped all the time where it was, and when the communication, it stopped, And Usman came back, again the time started. Very easy to understand. Now there are some secrets why Rasulullah, he had the opportunity to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, opportunity of Meraj. Let me just briefly tell all of this. Number one, that in this world, Jibreel alayhi salam was coming and conveying the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran. So the message was conveyed through Jibreel to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, through a messenger. But every lover wants that there should be an opportunity. I want to speak with my beloved one face to face, one-on-one basis. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gave Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam the opportunity to go upon the earth and communicate with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on one-to-one basis. Second one, the Quraysh, they said that how is a prophet? He cannot do something magic, something special. He is a simple person living with us. He is the son of Abdullah and the husband of Zayd and the brother of and the member of this house and this tribe. So we know him. How he can be the prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said that when I will give my beloved prophet the opportunity to go up to the sky and come back in a small short time, then these kuffar will get the proof. So when Rasulullah told them that I went to Masjid Aqsa, they came in the masjid and they said, okay, tell us how the Masjid Aqsa is made up. Rasulullah replied that in the beginning I was amazed how I will answer. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He just took away all the distances between me and Masjid Aqsa. I was just looking at Masjid Aqsa and telling them what they were asking for. Now the third secret was that the angels, they are too many. On each and every sky, there are angels. The sky is filled with the angels. There are so many that they are born on the sky, they will remain on the sky. Some of them, they are in the state of qiyam, some in the state of ruku, some in the state of sajda. So they are praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continuously. وَمَنْ عِنْدَهُ لَا يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِهِ. Whoever is on the earth, then he cannot discontinue his dhikr and ibadah. وَلَا يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ يُسَبِّحُونَ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارَ لَا يَفْتُرُونَ. There is no star for them. Continuously making ibadah. Now these malaika, they never got the chance to see the beloved prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided, okay, let me give these angels a chance to see who is my beloved prophet. So I want to show my beloved prophet to all these things. Then the fourth one, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted that all the prophets came before Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Although my beloved prophet is superior than all of them, but there should be some instance where there should be a proof for that. So that's why he ordered all the prophets to come to Masjid Aqsa, and Rasulullah, he led the prayer. So it was proved that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the Imam of all the prophets there. He is not only the prophet of the Ummah, he is the prophet even for the Anbiya, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He got a promise from the Anbiya that if you will go and my beloved prophet will come, so will you accept him? And they accepted. They made a promise that if your beloved prophet will come, we will accept him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to give the proof. Then the fifth one, that the Quraysh Makkah, they talked to the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, whatever wealth he wants to get, we are going to give him, so he should stop whatever message he is giving to these people. Allah wanted to say, oh, they are offering you some wealth, oh my beloved Prophet, you come to me and let me show you the treasure what I have on the sky. So that was Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He had the opportunity of going to Meraj. And then there was an objection made by the Nasara. They used to say, our Prophet is superior. According to you, he went on the sky. And your Prophet did not get the chance. So our Prophet is superior. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided, okay, let me take my Prophet to the earth, even higher than the sky, so that everyone should know that my beloved Prophet is afdal from any other Prophet. Then, normally we people, we make our prayers, but we have not seen our Lord, whom we are making the prayer, for whom we are making the prayer. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted that there should be at least someone who should get the opportunity to see me, and then he will be the person who will be offering the prayer, whereas he has seen his Lord in this world. So Rasulullah, he was the Prophet who offered the prayer in a condition of heart that he saw Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, know what will be the situation and feeling of his sajda. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted that on the day of judgment, my beloved Prophet will make shafaat for all the people. Now, if you have never been to a journey, to a cruise, and you go for the first time, you are maybe in a panic condition yourself, because it's your first experience. And sometimes you miss the opportunity. You are supposed to do something, but you do not do, because it's first time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, so my Prophet, let me take to you the skies. You can see the paradise, see what's happening in the hell. So then, on the day of judgment, when all the mankind will come to me, then you will be proper person to make shafaat for all of them, because you will know what's happening in the hell. And then the last one, 10th one, that ulama has written that once there was a communication between earth and sky. The sky said, I am superior to you. The earth said, I am superior to you. Sky said, I have stars on me. Earth said, I have the companions of Prophet with me. It's long, a big story, written by some of the ulama. So at the end, the earth said that I have the beloved Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on me, and it said, what you have, and the sky has nothing to say. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided, okay, let me invite my Prophet, he will climb up to the sky, and the sky will say, now me and you are equal. Allah. Now there are two small points. Let me conclude on that. Number one, when Rasulullah he got this opportunity of going to Meraj, what was the condition? There was opposition from everyone, from people of Makkah, people of Taif, every single person except few Muslims. He was the enemy. So Rasulullah had to bear a lot of mental stress. So he had to bear this stress. When he bore this hardship and withstood it, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the opportunity to go for Meraj up to the sky. It means when someone is depressed to a point, which is the least point, last point, down to the earth, and still he keeps patient, then that is the time when he is going to get the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes in our life, we face same situation. For example, we made the nikah of our daughter to a family. Now all the members of the family, they have some special habit. And they just give a success to this younger. Now this younger feels, I am unfit in this house. So we have seen that within few days, she starts saying, we can break this relationship. No, it should not be like that. Make sabr. Everyone is your enemy, or anyone is just prepared to tease you, to punish you, to give you pain. If we will remain there with patience, a time will come when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will change the environment, the hearts of these people, and the same girl can become the sweetheart for every member of the family. And it happens. So we should keep patient. It is the lesson from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One more point. If we are making our namaz on the grassy ground, then ulama they have written that if the grass is long and the person he just touches his forehead on the top of the grass, his sajda is not complete. Why? He touches the grass, but they will say no. His sajda will be complete when he will press his forehead until he will feel the solid earth down. Then his sajda will be complete. Why this condition has been put? The condition has been put because this person has taken his head so much down that there is no other limit. To the extreme, he took his head to the extreme level in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why this is the way, this is the situation in which this person is in the condition of Meraj in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. इस बंदे ने अपने सर को झुकाने की इंतहा कर दी, मेरे मालिक ने इस बंदे को उठाने की इंतहा की. That's why it has been told, as-salatu mirajul mu'min. So when mu'min is in the state of sajda, it is the time when he is more close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it means that when someone is depressed, when someone is feeling down, this is the time when he is going to get more reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then, today, we should try to make a dua. Oh Allah, we could not see you, but give us a heart which can offer the prayer as if we are looking at you in this world. It's imagination. But in Hadith Jibreel it has been said, Anta abudallaha ka'annaka tara. You should make the ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with such a feeling as if you are looking towards your beloved Lord. Why should we make this dua at this time? Now again, a secret for the Tulamba. When you say something appropriate to the circumstances, it pleases everyone. You know, sometimes we are eating food and some person, he says something, so each one of them smile and enjoy it. Or this person, he talks something right up to the moment. That's why the du'as which are sunnah, they are regarding the environment. For example, when we look toward the mirror, we make dua, Allahumma hassin khalqi. Khulqi kama hassanta khalqi. Oh Allah, as you made my body beautiful, make my personality beautiful. So it means that the meaning of the dua They are just according to the circumstance. Similarly, so many other du'as, if you just concentrate on the meaning, you will find it that each and every dua is according to the situation, circumstance, so the dua is made. And same is the secret that when a person makes dua at appropriate time, then his dua is easily accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now proof from Quran. Please, for a few minutes, just listen very attentively. Hazrat Zakaria alayhi salam, he went out in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he left Maryam in the masjid. She was in itikaf, worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the day. And he left some food with Maryam. But when he stayed there for a long time, he thought that the food will be finished, and maybe I have to go back to feed Maryam with new food. So as soon he entered inside the masjid, kullama dakhala alayha Zakaria al-mihrab, wajada indaha rizqa. He found rizq, fruit, off-season fruit in front of Maryam. He was surprised to look at. He asked, Ya Maryam, anna laki hadha? So Maryam, therefore you got this fruit. She said, huwa min indillah. Inna Allah yarzuqu man yasha'u bi ghayri hisab. It is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can give anyone whatever he wants. Now this was the time when a thought came in the mind of Sayyidina Zakaria alayhi salam, say, oh Allah, if you can give off-season fruit to Bibi Maryam, I am old, but still I want to have a son. This son will be an off-season fruit for me. So that's why he raised his hand and he made dua, oh Ya Allah, give me a son. هُنَالِكَ دَعَا زَكَرِيَّا رَبَّهُ رَبِّ هَبْ لِي مِن لَّدُنكَ ذُرِّيَّةً طَيِّبَةً. Because the dua was made at proper time, opportunity, circumstances, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted the dua of the Prophet. He might be making this dua since years long, from his youth time, but now it's being accepted at this time. So now this is the night in which we are remembering that Rasulullah he went for Meraj. So this is proper night when we should make dua. Oh Allah, when we pray in front of you, give us the feeling of the heart that we should worship you, make our namaz in such a condition as if we are looking towards our beloved Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then on the day of judgment, namaz will be the first amal which will be examined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So normally what happens? That when the students, they have to write the exam, they try to explain the first question in a very beautiful manner, so that the examiner should have a good impression. And then he will watch the other question with very sympathetic way. Now this is the first action which will be presented on the day of judgment in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why not we should make an effort to improve the situation of our namaz, the feelings of our namaz, so that on the day of judgment, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look at our namaz, he will become happy. My humble servant made namaz with the feeling of heart which was required from him, so I am going to forgive all the sins of his life. It's a rule. When two friends have to see each other, they prepare for the opportunity. Even a person has to see some officer, he prepares for the occasion. He takes bath, wears good clothes, takes his file and goes for the meeting. When the husband is coming, wife prepares that my husband is coming in my house, I should take bath, have good dress, and make the house clean, cook the food, and we should wait for the husband he is coming. Similarly, a time is going to come which will be the day of judgment, when we are going to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have we prepared for the occasion? If we ask from our heart, maybe the answer can be no. If we have not prepared for the occasion, this night we should offer 2 rakat salatul tawbah and make a firm commitment. Oh Allah, whatever blunders I have committed, today I am making 2 tawbah, and onward I am making a firm commitment that I will lead my lifetime according to your commandment and the sunnah of Prophet ﷺ. Oh Allah, make it easy for thee and help me to be a practicing Muslim. We will make dua and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept our dua. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to get prepared for the day of judgment and to lead a good life, a life of Muslim, a life of practicing Muslim. Today onwards, wa akhir da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.